Hello everyone, this is Tina Sexton with Creek Mountain Realty. Welcome to Monday's Minutes, and today our guest is Tamara Villars with Unity Title Company. How are you today, Ms. Tamara?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good, and thank you so much for being here.
It's my pleasure.
I appreciate it so much, and I know you got lots of helpful information for us. So, Ms. Tamara, can you tell us a little bit about what title insurance is?
Yes, so title insurance is where we do a search on the property at the courthouse, and we are insuring or providing insurance for you to ensure that there are no liens against the property or no liens that aren't being paid off. We also look for breaks and chains of title, make sure there's a clear history there. Make sure that the legal description on the property is accurate. Sometimes those legal descriptions are 100 years old, and it'll reference like creeks and fruit trees and things that aren't there anymore, and we have to ask you to get a survey done so that we can have accurate meets and bounds. So it is our job to make sure your buyers are getting a clear title when they buy the property.
All right, that sounds good. So, and that would lead us into how important it is for someone to have a title search completed on a property that they are purchasing.
Yes, absolutely. So we'll see people that bought property through quitclaim deeds and they didn't have a search done, and there's a break in the chain of title or there's a lien that wasn't taken care of. Make sure that you have a clear title and to use the title company for that. Absolutely.
So what happens if there is a break in the chain of title?
So we have to research and see if it's there's not a reference of how the property went from this person to this person. We'll have to track those people down and find them to be able to have them release or sign off in a way that no money is owed on it anymore. And we've actually got a file like that right now that we're working on. We're having to track owners down for.
So they can't, someone else, if you purchase the property, someone else could not come back and say, I have a claim on that property.
Yes.
And so then here you are stuck, and something has to be. How do you fix that? Is somebody going to have to buy somebody out? Is somebody going to have to? So when there's a break in that and you've already purchased it, you've already closed, you chose not to have the title search, what does someone do if someone comes back and has a claim on that property?
Hire a lawyer.
Hire a lawyer?
Yeah. That's really all you can do at that point. And going through the title company first and buying the owner's title insurance policy will protect you in all of those.
So it would prevent that situation,
yes, it would.
And that's why it's so important.
Absolutely.
And I'll just tell you guys, I have a client who, this is a past client, worked with several times, called me and asked me to list a property. And I said, okay. So when I pulled the courthouse records in their name, everything seemed fine. And when I went to put it in the MLS, another agent had it listed. And we had to wind up contacting that agent.
Oh, wow.
And the title company actually caught that the person who was saying they were the owner was not the owner.
Oh,
and that's the only thing that kept it from closing. And then my client would have been in a mess,
yes.
To have to try to deal to clear that up. So it's really, really important that you have that title work completed.
Yes.
Just for your safety, peace of mind. So when it comes to closing costs, I have a lot of people ask me, what are some things that are in their closing costs? What are those expenses?
So you'll, of course, if you're getting a loan, you're going to have the mortgage fees.
Okay.
But on top of that, you'll have recording fees, state tax and stamp fees from the state, and you'll also have our title fees too that include title insurance if you choose to buy the title insurance.
Okay. Are there, is that something you can preliminary give them figures for ahead of time when they're searching for property? Like if they find a particular property, and you say how much would
we actually have an app that you can download that gives you all those fees.
Nice.
Yes, We have an app that you can download, and it'll give you all those fees. Now, it will not give you lender fees. We won't have the mortgage company fees if you are getting a loan. But we'll have our fees and the recording fees as well. Yes.
And when it comes to lender fees, you can shop around without it hurting your credit with different lenders, and you do need to ask them what their fees are, because it can be significantly different.
Yes.
And I mean, big thousands of dollars even different depending on what a bank or a credit union or a mortgage broker charges. So you do need to search and different ones and see who has the best fees and is the best option for you on those. So are there any tips or anything you can give us as far as, like, okay, so I will tell you this title company is one of maybe a handful that, and I don't even probably know a handful that will actually come to you for your closing. So you do not have to travel to their office to close. They'll come to your home, a bank, the home you're purchasing for closing. And that is, you all have done that for me and for several clients. And it's really nice to be able to have them come out and do that. And it's very appreciated.
Yes, so we like adding that extra customer service for our clients so they can pass it on to their customers. And I would say 75% of our closings don't take place in the offices. They're out of the office. So,
wow. Yeah. It just shows you how much the need it
is. I mean, people aren't all working 9-to-5 jobs now, or they have multiple kids, or they can't make it work for everybody to get together at the same time. So sometimes that means like sellers are signing remotely, but buyers aren't, and vice versa. But we try to make it as smooth as possible, because we are the last phase of that interaction with your client. Yeah. And it's a big deal. It's a big deal if that experience was good, and they will attach that to the realtor, they'll attach that to the loan officer. So we want to be sure that you all are getting the best customer service for the last leg of buying the home. And
they will close remotely. A lot of people ask that too, especially if they live out of state.
Yes.
They'll ask me when they call in, if they want me to list their property, do you have a title company that can close remotely so that they don't have to travel? And you guys do that as well.
Yes, we do.
And this sweet lady has met me at Panera on a lunch break for a client. So she's wherever you need her to close, that's where she goes.
That's what we do.
That's what we do. All right. Well, thank you very much for joining us. And I appreciate you so much being here and all the helpful information. And if you guys have questions, you can always ask me, or I can shoot you Tamara's information so that you can contact her. And we'll try to get the link for that app.
Yes.
So I can put that down below so that you guys can download that. And if you're shopping for a property, then you'll know what your cost was going to be associated for closings. So. Yes. All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Yes.
All right. It's great having you here. All right. We'll see you guys next time. Have a great day.